Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everybody who's watching us live on Talksopedia from different parts of the world. And I invite you all to yet another exciting episode. Talksopedia is an online talk show where you have witnessed more than 50 guests. And this is season 3. And as you all know, we have invited writers, dancers, singers, sports personalities on this show. And today we have yet another beautiful guest with a melodious voice amongst us. Now, she is a Carnatic vocalist who has been performing in different parts of the world for more than 20 years. She's also a music tutor who trains young students in Carnatic music. She is the recipient of International Women's Excellence Award 2021. Her musical experiment, Alai Paayuthey, with the Geoshred Ipad musician Mr. Mahesh Raghvan, has garnered more than 4.5 million views on YouTube. She is also a gold medal diploma holder in event management and innovative marketing. Oh my God. She says she is a part-time poet who has penned many poems in English and in Hindi. And her musical initiative, Samarpan, which is a series of concerts, has been supported by the Embassy of India in Abu Dhabi and the Consulate General of India in Dubai. And this initiative supports underprivileged children with the gift of education. She lives in Dubai with her husband, who is also a famous trainer and speaker, Mr. Shridhar, and her talented daughter, who is also a famous Kathak dancer, Swarashri. So please help me welcome gorgeous guest with that melodious voice, Mrs. Rajani Shridhar, onto the screen. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Nisha. Thank you for having me with you here this evening.
It's my pleasure. It's a great honor because somebody of your caliber and the kind of things that you are doing in your musical journey, it's really an honor for all of us to have you here on this show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, you know what? I know Shridhar sir. He has been here in Qatar for so many times. I have seen him speaking and I have attended his workshops, but I know you only through Facebook. That too, when Shridhar sir posts something, okay, regarding your related to your musical concerts, and that is how I know you. Mm-hmm. But when I sent him a message saying that I want her as a guest on the talk show, first of all, I wondered, okay, she's inviting my wife, why not me? Yeah. Yeah. So, but it was great. He said that, yes, fine, go ahead. You can send her a message. And that's how we started interacting on WhatsApp. And mm-hmm. You agreed and you are here. But other than all those posts and the things that sir, puts on Facebook, other than that, I don't know anything about you. But mm-hmm. Today I want to know, what is your story, ma'am?
My story is not anything unusual, Nisha. I was born in a Tamil Brahmin family. So coming into music, initiating into music became a norm. It wasn't something extraordinary. My grandfather would sing so much, and as a child, I would listen to him. And in fact, I really remember, and I was telling some people once that there used to be a swing in our home. And I had a pink color skirt, and the days I would wash my hair, I would open it, wear that skirt, sit on that swing, and swing along to music. He would sing some songs, and I would hum it. And, that's how the relationship with music started for me. So it started at home at a very, very young age. Then I got on to formal learning only at the age of 10 or 11. with a very, very nice gentleman, my guru. In fact, I would see him also as my grandfather because he was old, a retired chief producer from the All India Radio, Sri Madhuri Mangalam Ramachandran. Unfortunately, he's no more now, but he's in spirits with me always. And that's how my musical journey started formally. And thereon, I think there is no looking back.
How different? Okay, see, I come from a non-musical background, though I love music. But how different is this Hindustani classical music and Carnatic vocal?
Mm-hmm. Hindustani comes from the northern sector of India, and Carnatic music comes from, basically it comes from Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka. So if you want to understand it from a geographical difference or a bifurcation, that's the north and the south. So Hindustani spreads all the way up till Maharashtra.
Okay.
Madhya Pradesh. So you could say below that, Carnatic starts. Now, generally in Indian classical music, when I say Indian classical music, I want to bring both Hindustani and Carnatic under the same umbrella. So most of the things are same, but the way we sing differs. The names of certain ragas, the melodic tunes differ. Carnatic music has a lot of sahitya in it. Sahitya means lyrics.
Okay.
So it's a lot of words. The compositions are packed with words. So that becomes a very dominant part of the music. And of course, there is improvisation. There is everything else is there, but this becomes the prominent feature. In Hindustani, the compositions are slightly smaller, and it has got more of the exploration of the ragas, and that's how they deal with it. So apart from that, if you ask me personally, I would still say it's music. It's just music.
It's just music, yeah.
But then certain things, certain intricate grammar differs. When you go deeper into that genre of music, you understand that. The way of singing differs. But other than that, it's Indian classical music.
Now we have so many singers, every day we have somebody coming up. Okay. I don't know whether they are trained singers or they just sing because it's their hobby and passion. How important it is for somebody to be trained in classical music to become a professional singer, or you think that anybody with that knack of singing can just become a great singer? So
your question is to become a professional classical singer. Is that your question?
No, not just classical singer. Let's take this example of people coming out with their musical albums or they are becoming a playback singer. There are so many singers these days. So do you think it is important for anybody to become a great singer, to learn the basics of classical music and then go and perform? Or they can just go ahead and do that?
It depends on what they are going to sing. Anybody who sings is a singer, in my opinion.
Okay.
Right? And because I feel singing is a natural gift. Just as speaking is a very natural gift, it's a right. Singing also is a natural gift and a right that everybody has, including the birds. The cuckoo doesn't know the intricacies of classical music, but still the bird sings. There is a charm in listening to the crow. So let's not go that way, but I feel everybody is a singer, everybody can be a singer, and everybody has the right to be a singer. Now, coming to the question of a playback singer. Let's say somebody aspires to be a playback singer, and in my opinion, I don't think one needs to understand the details of classical music to go into playback singing. As long as that person can be in tune, as long as the person is aligned to a certain key or whatever that song requires, has a voice which suits the song. I'm not saying a sweet voice. I am not saying a melodious voice, because a particular song may require a very gruff voice. A particular song may require a very shrieky kind of voice.
Yeah.
A particular song may require a very down, husky voice. Now, I think that it depends totally on what the requirement of the song is. And if that person is able to give that, why not? Just because that person hasn't gone through the rigorous classes of classical music, or the whole, say, let's say the person has not gone through 10, 15 years of study of classical music, that doesn't stop that person from going into playback singing or attending a reality show or whatever it is. But if a person wants to become a professional classical musician, yes, we need to go through this grind, because there you learn your grammar, the grammar of music. It is like you want to become a very proficient writer. You need to know your alphabets before that.
Correct. Yeah.
You need to know your alphabets. You need to know how to form the words. From the words, you need to know how to form the phrases and then sentences, and then you write your, loads and loads of creatives, and everything should make sense, and everything should come with its own aesthetics. And of course, suitable and pertinent to what they are writing about. Similarly, in music, if we are planning to sit and give a classical music concert, yes, I think one should know whether they go through the training or they listen or whatever it is, the knowledge should be there.
Okay.
Otherwise, somewhere the originality will not come, or somewhere they'll be groping for something.
Okay.
Right? So in my opinion, the knowledge is definitely important. But again, as I said, it depends on where you want to sing. So if I don't aspire to be a proficient Carnatic concert singer, and I have not learned Carnatic music, I have heard and I'm humming, by all means. But if I have to go up on stage and sit, I think we need to have the right backup.
Okay.
So that's my opinion. Maybe people may differ, but this is what I feel and I believe.
No, I agree. As you said that, some people are gifted speakers, just like Shridhar sir, right? But people like us, we had to go through the teachings, and we had to learn the nitty-gritty of speaking and then go there on the stage and speak. So yes, I agree. Now, I read in your profile that you hold a gold medal in event management diploma and innovative marketing. So did you ever, try to pursue a career in this field?
No. So I went into event management and innovative marketing because at one point I wanted to understand what really happens behind the stage.
Okay.
So that was my quest, and that is how I went into this course. And I enjoyed doing it. And I think I did very well. That's why I came out with a gold medal.
Yeah.
But I was the only one in that whole class of, I think we had 62 or 65 people in that class. And I am the only one who is not pursuing it actively.
Okay.
I think I still prefer to be up on stage than behind the stage.
All right. And
I definitely wanted to understand, because it's not an easy journey. It's not at all an easy journey. Sitting up on stage, it's very easy to order. The mic is not all right. The light is not all right. This is not provided to me. That is not provided to me. What are you doing? Why are you taking so much time? But when we go behind the stage and understand the nitty-gritties of what really happens and how difficult that process is, I think as an artist, you become a little more empathetic towards the whole scenario.
True.
Yeah, and it was a lovely experience because I got to learn so much in that program. I made a lot of friends, and it was a beautiful journey. That aspect of it was very beautiful.
I wanted to know about your musical initiative, Samarpan. How did that happen? And it's a great initiative because, as you mentioned, you support a lot of underprivileged children. So how did that particular initiative happen, or how did that thought come to your mind that you need to do something through music for these children?
So I think around 2012, let's say 2011 onwards, I started having these very strong thoughts that the music that I sing is not just for concert entertainment. It's beyond that. And I really wanted to use this music to help and give back to the society. So those type of thoughts started coming in me, and I approached Mr. Venkat. He's in the UAE. He's also a Toastmaster and a chartered accountant, and he does this. He has this. He's called the Pencilman.
Yeah. Okay.
And I contacted him, and in fact, actually, we had met in a concert. And then I said, I want to do something beyond this. And he said, yeah, why not? We do. I said, okay, so let's have a concert, and let's ask people to bring their old half-used pencils or new pencils or whatever it could be. And even if we get 10 pencils, and 10 children are going to benefit out of it. And he said, yeah, even half-used pencils are great, because when a small child has to hold a pencil, it's better the pencil is half, and in their little hands, they can hold it much more comfortably. So he was readily in acceptance to what I wanted to do. And as they say, when the desire is very, very strong, things happen. Yeah. So that's how the Samarpan concerts started. And the Indian embassy in Abu Dhabi was very supportive of it. Even the consulate in Dubai was very supportive. Couple of times we even had concerts outside the High Commission. So that's how that journey started. So it all started with one thought of just giving back something, and through music. And so that's my Samarpan.
And is it still going on?
It is, for some years I have not been singing, but there's this school that Mr. Venkat is associated with in Tamil Nadu. And we actually, as a family, we have gone there and done work with the children there. And that is still ongoing. I'm still working with that school.
Okay. Yeah. And ma'am, your musical experiments. First of all, I wanted to understand, what is this iPad, Geoshred Ipad thing? Because this is the first time I came across this term, and I searched it on Google. I tried to understand. So what is this thing all about, and that particular musical instrument that you were a part of?
The iPad, it's an iPad. There's an app called Geoshred.
Okay.
So you actually you use the Geoshred app to play it like an instrument.
Any instrument?
I think so, but this is an app that, for more details, I will connect you to Mahesh Raghvan.
Okay,
he is the expert on Geoshred and iPad. So I know he brings out the tones of many instruments there, but the sound of the Geoshred is something specific.
Oh, okay.
So he will actually tell you a lot more in detail about the whole app and how it works, because he is so passionate about it. So we met, and it was a very casual conversation. We said, okay, let's collaborate. And that's how it started. And we went and I recorded, he played, he produced. And I think many people liked it. So let me say
many people liked it. Even my son liked it very much. I call him Kannan. So he was, very much interested in listening to this song. because after your profile came in, I played that song and it was beautiful.
Thank you.
Ma'am,
It's a beautiful song. The song itself, complete kudos to the composer who has composed it so beautifully. And it's an evergreen song.
Yes.
And yes, and I'm very happy that it has come out very beautifully, and so many people like it and are still liking it. So a big thanks to Mahesh also for this whole experiment, because without him, it wouldn't have been possible.
Ma'am, if I request, would it be possible for you to sing few lines?
Few lines of Alai Paayuthey?
Alai Paayuthey, yeah.
Why? Few lines of Alai Paayuthey, the whole song is up on YouTube. I think you should
No,
just
I
go.
want, because, on a live screen, it sounds beautiful, yeah.
Okay, a few lines from the song.
Yes.
நிலை பெயராத சீலை போலவே நின்ற நிலை பெயராத சிலை போலவே நின்ற நேரமாவதறியாமலே மிக வினோதமான முரளிதர நேரமாவதறியாமலே மிக வினோதமான முரளிதர என் மனமலை பாயுதே கண்ணா. So that's a snippet from that song.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now, coming back to your concerts, how do you find the entire atmosphere in UAE or in the Middle East as compared to India when it comes to musical concerts and programs? How different, or do you think that it's all same and it is easy to get all these opportunities to do concerts in the Middle East?
In the Middle East, being true to the land we live, we follow the rules and regulations of the land. So when we start following the rules and regulations of the land, we need to go through all those.
Yeah.
So it has its own process. Back in India, we can do a concert anywhere. So any temple, any organization, any sabha, any auditorium, it's possible. Here, we go through the rules.
Yeah.
So when we go through each and every rule and we are honest to the laws of the land, it does slow down the process. And it comes with its own requirements. So if we are able to satisfy all the requirements all the time, there's no stopping from doing any number of concerts. But then you being in Qatar, you also understand that everything comes as a package and we need to weigh our priorities when it comes down to that level. So probably it kind of slows down a little bit, but if all requirements can be met, yes, we can do as many as possible. Coming to the audience, I don't think there is anything different, because we have, especially for Carnatic music, we have a lovely set of audience. And when I say a set of audience, don't think it's a small set. It's a very wide range of people here, musically qualified, musically educated, musically knowledgeable. So when you sit and sing, it's not that you are just, taking something light. So when we are singing to a musical audience, a musically knowledgeable audience, we need to be serious about what we are doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So audience-wise, I have no, it's not that just because I'm in Dubai, I can do anything, or from a grammar point of view. Yes, from an innovation point of view, I don't think nobody can stop anybody from doing anything they want to. It's their choice.
And Rajani Shridhar is also a poet.
Okay. Yes.
So did that happen all of a sudden? that, one day you decided that you have to write some poems, and that too in Hindi. Okay, coming back to that, you are a South Indian, so Hindi poem, writing a poem in Hindi. How did that happen?
I grew up in Delhi, so my Hindi is.
Right.
I'm very close
to all the other people in the world. Yeah.
Yes. Till I got married, my complete life was in Delhi.
Okay.
I know how to read and write Hindi. Our everyday conversations are in Hindi. So Hindi is as good as Tamil to me, because Tamil we would speak at home. I grew up in a joint family with my grandparents, my uncles, aunts, cousins. So we would speak Tamil at home. And I also learned how to read and write Tamil. So because my grandmother insisted that you should know how to read and write your mother tongue, and of course speak. So that came by, and Hindi came much more naturally.
Yeah. Okay. When you said Delhi, so I understood. Because I grew up in Madhya Pradesh, so Hindi is like the typical MP Hindi.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of Hindi that we speak in Bombay, because my husband is from Bombay.
Mm-hmm.
And he always says that, your Hindi is Shuddha Hindi.
Yeah.
And I tell him that is how Hindi is. It should be Shuddha. Yeah. Okay. So how did these poems thing, happen?
Just about when I had that, where I told you, right, around 2010, 2011, I started introspecting quite a bit. And when I had those thoughts of how music can help many more people, and it's not just about giving concerts, I also took a lot of time to introspect. My spiritual journey started. I started looking deep within. And the house we were staying in at that time had a very beautiful neem tree in our backyard. And just below the neem tree, I had a lot of tulsi.
Okay.
And every day I would go and light an agarbatti there, an incense stick there, and have a chair. And I would sit. The breeze was so good. It used to be very nice, with so many birds chirping, and whenever we could sit out, it's Dubai, so half the time we could not. So whenever we could sit out, I would sit and just shut my eyes. And I think in one of those moments, words started coming in. And when I say I like to write, it's nothing big, it's nothing too gorgeous and glamorous. What I write are the thoughts that are close to me, my feelings, my sentiments, my aspirations, probably, whatever it could be. They're very simple. And that's how I started penning down my poems. And for fun, I just keep saying things rhythmically, rhymingly. And so my daughter and my husband keep saying, oh my God, she started again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Ma'am, now you mentioned about your daughter, and I know that she's a Kathak dancer. So did she also learn Carnatic music, or was she, interested only in dance from the beginning?
When I was pregnant with Swarashri, I used to sing a lot. In fact, that was the only major activity I had, because we were in a small town called Pescara in Italy at that time. And Shridhar would travel a lot, and I used to spend a lot of time just with myself and her inside me. So I started singing to her at a very young age. And when after she was born and she turned around 1.5, she started, when I would sing, she would start giving me these first syllable of the next word that would come. So I realized that this girl has some kind of inclination and a grasp at music. And I would play some game with her where I would tap on her on a particular rhythm, and she would tell me the song that I'm tapping on her. Okay. So I really understood that rhythm and melody is a combination that she probably has in her. And by 2, she was able to identify around 15 ragas. And she started singing. She started singing, and then she went on to dance.
Okay.
And once she started dancing, she started with Bharatanatyam like any other South Indian, and got discontinued. And she woke up one day and she said, I can't live without dancing. And luckily, so her guru, Guru Pali Chandra, came into our lives, and she continued. She got into Kathak, and she's still with Pali Chandra and Gurukul, and she continues to dance. And at one point, she said, just because you're a singer, don't ask me to sing. And I said, no, I'm never going to ask you to sing. You don't have to sing. But just understand that for dance, you need to know something about music. So she would keep grasping, and now she's come back to singing, and she sings.
Okay.
Along with her dance, she's also singing now.
Ma'am, I have seen all these classical singers and dancers. They are very disciplined. Discipline in the sense, practicing the ragas and, getting up early in the morning. They have their own rituals and everything. How vigorously do you follow these things? Or do you think, you maintain discipline, especially when it comes to music and training?
So, for many years, during my growing up years, my student life, we're all students always, but when I was actually a student, I would actually wake up by 4:30, I would sing. Delhi used to be very cold in winters, still I would wake up by 4:35. I would start sing for an hour and a half or two, and then go to college and get on with my activities. We would have classes quite often and long hours of classes. So the amount of singing was very, very high. A lot of singing would happen. And yes, very diligently, very religiously, we would practice, we would sing. Even after Swarashri was born, for many, many years, I used to get up very early in the morning and do my practice. Of late, a lot of my time is being taken up in teaching. But in that also, I feel there is a sense of practice, because now I'm able to understand, I'm actually able to, I would not say unlearn, but kind of fragment things and understand it and then sing it. So this practice is a very beautiful practice that I'm experiencing right now. And yes, I do not know what discipline means, but in my mind, yes, there is a discipline.
Okay.
And whenever it is required, I do put in a lot of hours. But every day, am I waking up at 4:30 to sing? No, not at the moment. Okay. And maybe it can start again, but honestly, at the moment, no. The type of practicing has changed. But the inbuilt discipline in my mind is still there.
That is what I, now I wanted to know, as you said that you teach a lot of students. Do you see the difference, back in your days when you used to learn and the students now? So what the difference? Obviously there is difference, because, I also teach students and I know the kind, their discipline and their lifestyle. So how different is it?
It is different. It's definitely different. Back then, when I was growing up, we did not have mobile phones. We did not have the internet. We did not have the luxury of recording every class. So the recording would happen here. It was a must that we would write it down and register it here, because we knew that once I walked out of the class, I can forget it. So it will, the awareness and the discipline to concentrate and remember was a lot higher than those days. Now what I see is, okay, can we record it? Is the question.
Yeah.
And I happily record it because I feel that if technology has evolved, we are all evolving with it. Why not make use of it? If something is coming to our benefit, we should. See, for example, when we were growing up, definitely we had pen and paper. We could at least write it down. If you go back millions of years back, there was no pen and paper. How did they record it at that time? So they recorded with whatever tools they had in that era. And as time moves on, and if technology is evolving, I think we should make use of it. But my only request is, just because we are recording, don't be negligent in the class and still try to take it in, because the technology can, fail you at any time, but our work at it will never fail us. The other difference that I feel is the importance that has been given to extracurriculars. Sorry, the word extracurricular is, I'm using it because everybody uses it in that form. The importance that is given to an art form that is being learned in parallel to the academics goes down the minute the child comes into grade 10.
Okay.
But back then, we would not skip classes. I still remember, even during my 12th class board examinations, I would go for my class, because for us, that would be the relaxation. And just because we've gone for class for 2 hours, nothing is going to go less in our studies. So that is one difference in the attitude I'm seeing nowadays. Honestly, I don't have so many young children as students. I have many adults as students.
Okay.
So it's a very, very enjoyable journey. Yes, I love my young children as well. They are also extremely talented. Sometimes it's so heartwarming to see how beautifully they come across certain concepts. And with the use of internet and their ability to grasp and research is really high. And also the experience with the adults is so beautiful, because now I do lessons one-on-one, because I want to understand each person's need and the purpose they are coming to learn music for. And when I cater to their needs, it's a beautiful journey. It's really, I get to learn so much. As a person, I get to learn so much about the psychologies of people. I get to learn so much about how differently the same thing can be taught.
And they say music heals. Music can change the world. Right? Do you remember any particular incident in your life where you have witnessed music transforming people's life, or music making an impact in somebody's life?
Many times after my concert, people walk up to me and they say that we cried. And I particularly remember one concert in Calcutta. There was this lady who walked up to me and she said, I've been wanting to cry for many years. And after this concert, I was actually able to cry. My tears flowed. So that was a very heart-touching incident for me, because it has definitely left a very deep impact. And I started believing that, oh, actually, even in a concert, people sit and relate to it, and they are able to shed certain things. It could be an emotion, it could be a thought, it could be a baggage, it could be a block. It could be anything. So it's the music that is doing that wonder. Music heals because, it's very, very simple. You don't have to go so deep into it. When you're partying, you need a party music.
Yeah.
And when you are in a serene atmosphere, you need that serene music. So music, the sound of that music plays to the situation, plays to what is the requirement, plays to that mood of ours. So music heals. Yes, music heals.
Wow.
And I will talk about Mrs. Rajam Shankar. She is my music therapy guru. So I met this lady again in 2012, and she's like a mom to me. And she uses Indian classical music to heal people. And I actually wanted to show you a book also that's been written by her, The Healing Power of Indian Ragas by Rajam Shankar. So this lady changed my entire perspective of how to approach music. So the whole aspect of music was there with me, but she's the one who brought it out to help in a very therapeutic way and help bring music to heal.
Okay.
So that's a very beautiful thing that has happened in my life, and I'm very grateful to her. And the other, there's one more person, if I would not talk about, it's very incomplete. My guru guitar Prasanna is a renowned guitarist. And I walked up to Prasanna at a much later stage in my life, and he's the one who opened me up into understanding the different facets of music and not just get bound by Carnatic or Hindustani or Western. So he helped me remove all the labels, and he helped me look at music as one screen. So that's another thing that has happened to me very beautifully. And all these people have added to the musical journey that I was already in.
Wow. Ma'am, now we know you as a vocalist, as a poet. Okay, somebody who's very intellectual, very disciplined. But who is Rajani Shridhar?
Who is Rajani Shridhar? Okay, so let me answer this through a poem.
Okay, yes.
Let me see if I have it here, because okay. I'll read it out for you.
Okay, yeah.
It's all about me. Okay. I am a free spirit. No one can bind me. If I decide to disappear, no one can find me. I love to dance in the woods, in the plains. My skin smiles when it rains. The buds blossom as they see me. They wait to share their fragrance with me. The naughty breeze loves to caress me. With a knowing smile, I let it flirt with me. Desperate to see me, he spreads his rays. When I glance up, oh, behind the clouds, he hides his face. I love this romance, this sneak the speak. Nothing else in my life do I really seek. I am a free spirit. Nothing can bind me. When I choose to appear, one shall find me.
Wow. Wow.
So that is me. I am a carefree person. I love to do what I want to do. And lucky enough, I have a family who lets me do what I want to do. But that does not mean that I don't take care of them. I do take care of them. Yes. So I'm a very fun-loving person. I'm very naughty.
I can see that. Yeah.
I'm very naughty, and I'm very spontaneous. So yes, the discipline aspect of music and all is there, but even inside that, I love to have my own fun. Monotony bores me.
Okay, yeah.
And I feel love is the underlying stone for everything. So that's me.
And ma'am, one last message for our viewers.
just be yourself. Do what you want to do in the truest form, happily. Share what you want to share happily, and spread peace and joy. That's the only thing I would like to say, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. I enjoyed this whole conversation. As you said that you are a fun-loving person, which from the beginning till now, I could feel it, and that naughtiness, that mischievous smile on your face. I mean, it was truly enjoyable. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming here and, sharing your stories with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you for having me with you on Talksopedia. Thank you, viewers. Namaste.
Thank you. And thank you to each one of you who was watching us live on Talksopedia. I will be back next week with a new guest. Till then, have a great weekend and Ramadan Kareem. Bye-bye.